I had an experience with an actor from one of my feature films that I think is worth mentioning here. When we were 3 days away to finish principal photography, he started acting out again. And that time, I didn't give a about him. Directors, keep that in mind when you work with actors. It was the most awkward situation I've ever been in my life. Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Diosdado. Welcome to my channel, which is, by the way, for people who are like me, independent filmmakers with very little money. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Actors are people.
No shit.
Treat them as such. I used to be an actor a long time ago. Before I became a director, I was in a couple of feature films and TV series in Spain, my country of birth. And I remember that I had to face 2 different kinds of directors. There was the one that knew how to direct an actor and the one who didn't know how to do it. I'm going to start with the one who didn't know. He was too focused on the, let's say, technical aspect of a scene. Meaning the blocking of the scene, the shot itself, the light, the actor having to hit a specific mark for focusing purposes, etc. But he didn't tell you what he expected from you. He just let you do your thing and he will cut and approach you and tell you, just try something different. He didn't say what he wanted from me or anything. He just said what he didn't want. And then we have the other kind of director. From my point of view, the good director. He would approach me before the take and talk to me about the meaning of a scene in the film's overall storyline. He would talk to me about what my character wanted and what his goal was in that particular scene. This kind of director, I think, is better for an actor, and that's the kind of director I wanted to become and I think I became. There are a few things about actors that you as a director need to know. Maybe you know this already, maybe you don't. Actors deal with rejection more than anybody else, more than the average job-looking person. Auditions for them are job interviews, and some actors go to auditions several times a week and they don't land any role. That means they are rejected 3, 4, 5 times a week. Damn! Which is a lot. Let me know in the comments below how you think you would feel if you were rejected 3 or 4 times a week. And what would you try to do before falling into desperation or something? Let me talk to the actors that might be watching this right now.
Listen! You should...
Being rejected sometimes doesn't have to do anything with you or your performance. Sometimes it's just as random as you having the same type of hair as your co-star.
Shit!
I've been there as a director and I had to make that kind of decision. It's unfair, but that's how tough things are. So directors, keep that in mind when you work with actors. Know where they are coming from, know their struggle. Actors are artists, they are creators. And to be able to create something, to be an artist, you have to be sensitive. Actors, or at least most of them, are sensitive and fragile. Add that to a career that deals with rejection constantly and the fact that they are exposed on camera, and you will know why sometimes they have an explosion of egomaniac behavior. My point of view as a director when that happens, and it has happened to me with actors, it is usually an accumulation of insecurities, and the actor is just trying to cope with a life that is extremely uncertain at all times. It's the life they chose, but I just want you, directors, to be aware of it. Again, actors are exposed. They can be made responsible for the success or failure of a movie. That is tough. And as they say, they are as good as their last film. That's not fair, and it takes time and pain to come back from a flop, obviously. I had an experience with an actor from one of my feature films that I think is worth mentioning here. He was playing the protagonist, and it was the first time he was the lead. He didn't have a lot of experience, so jumping from that to a lead is quite a jump and also an opportunity. Instead of feeling fortunate, he started to complain about the tough conditions of the shoot. He was saying that he wasn't paid enough and he was working a lot of hours and all that. And the truth is, being the lead in a movie is tough, and you're going to have to work long hours. You have a big responsibility on your shoulders, but you can't complain your way out of it. Halfway into production, I pulled him outside one day and talked to him about me understanding that it was tiring and hard to be the lead. I advised him to take it easy, to start his day with a smile and being thankful because this was a great opportunity for him. He seemed to be at peace after we talked, and to be honest, my only concern was to finish the movie on time and on budget. I care for him as a human being, don't get me wrong, but I really thought he was not being fair with anybody, not with the crew, not with me, not with the producer, not with his cast mates, and of course, not with himself. Again, he seemed fine, but when we were 3 days away to finish principal photography, he started acting out again about the same things. And that time, I didn't give a about him. That movie was almost done. I knew there was nothing he could do to ruin the production at that point, so I ignored him and it felt great. 2 days later, or something like that, we finished the film. Our female lead spoke to the rest of the cast and crew and thanked everybody for making her feel loved and taken care of. Everybody clapped and hugged her. It was beautiful. A few seconds later, though, the male lead, who was so conflicted, gave a little speech thanking the cast and crew for letting him having such a great experience. Nobody clapped. Nobody said a word. It was the most awkward situation I've ever been in my life. A little piece of advice for actors, and remember, I used to be an actor too. Be thankful. Acting on a film is a great opportunity that not everybody is going to give you. Treat people nicely and you will be treated nicely too. Basically, common sense. We are all in this beautiful business together. Let's treat each other with love and respect. Draw your own conclusions, but that's the reason I love working with actors who are artists, and I hate working with stars. Okay, that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It really helps the channel. And leave me a comment below telling me your experience working with actors as a director. All right, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. And leave a comment below telling me about your experiences working with actors as a director. Let me know in the comments below how you think you feel if you were rejected.